Hello everybody, it's MAFDOMiNUS, and today I'm going to be talking about the Avengers of D, the latest SML video that Logan has released, and it could have been a good video. Like, I'm not even joking, the premise of this video is pretty interesting, and there was a lot of good things that were done with the video. Marvin kinda goes through a character arc in this video. The Avengers of D themselves was actually pretty funny, and overall, I could have actually enjoyed this video. This could have been a really good video. But there were a couple of problems with this video. For starters, the characters themselves don't really seem to get all that much development. Marvin is the only one who kinda goes through a character arc, but even then, I felt like they didn't do enough with it. For a quick recap of the plot, this Ninja Turtle villain that I am not going to pronounce his name because it's super long, basically tries to steal Rose, which causes Super D and Super Long D to try and rescue her. However, he's too strong for them. But then Rose says that Marvin is this super best I ever had D, I'm not even kidding, and this causes Super D and Super Long D to worship Marvin and make them the leader of the Avengers of D. Call me One Piece, but that's a lot of Ds. Now obviously this is a superhero parody, but it once again demonstrates that Rose had another ex-boyfriend and Marvin gets super insecure and jealous. This video could have been used to explore why Marvin gets so insecure and jealous when he finds out that Rose has an ex-boyfriend, and it really could have given him some character growth where he learns to stop being jealous that Rose has an ex-boyfriend because she chose him at the end of the day. But the thing is, Marvin doesn't really grow. He just kinda accidentally wins based on his own merits. I mean, I guess that's a good message at the end of the day, that size doesn't matter. But it's never really given much depth. Marvin doesn't really overcome his jealousy and fears, he just kind of accidentally wins and then everything is fine. He doesn't really learn to overcome his jealousy or grow from his insecurities, he just wins and the status quo doesn't change, even though this could have been the opportunity to give Marvin some character growth. And not just him, but this video could have also been about Rose as well, because not only does the entire video revolve around her, but also it reveals more of her history because she now has a third ex-boyfriend. That also happens to be part of the superhero world apparently, but this time it's actually a super villain. First of all, it's just kind of funny to me that Rose happens to be dating a bunch of superheroes that just casually exist in this world, and they all happen to date the same woman. And second, this video could have explored why at the end of the day, Rose chose Marvin of all of these superheroes that not only had longer Ds, but were also just more muscular and manly looking, and Marvin just kind of looks like a plain old guy. And it could have delved into Rose's character for why she's interested in Marvin. Maybe she loves Marvin because Marvin is just an average guy who likes her for who she is instead of treating her like an object like the other superheroes. And when she called Marvin the best D she's ever had, explain why that is, because Marvin canonically has a much shorter D than the other superheroes, yet Rose prefers Marvin's over all the others. Why is that? Maybe she actually has preferences and size doesn't always matter. I mean, after all, it could have had a decent message about how what's the point of having a large package if you don't know how to open it. That was a terrible metaphor. You know what I mean. What I'm talking about is how Rose, despite having the hottest guys over the moon for her, ended up choosing a regular guy like Marvin because maybe she just wants somebody who loves her and cares about her, despite his average looking appearance. And in a way, that's actually kind of a good message, but the problem is, they don't really delve in too much into all of this. It's just kind of a straightforward story where Marvin gets jealous, he wins, and there's no real deep message. Marvin doesn't grow as a character. We don't find out why Rose has 3 superhero ex-boyfriends or why she ended up choosing Marvin at the end. It's all just a huge missed opportunity to explore these characters. And I understand that SML isn't supposed to be this super deep, long arcing, very high stakes type of show. It's a comedy series, but even the best comedy shows and SML itself tended to have emotional arcs here and there every once in a while, and I felt like this could have been a video to introduce one. But the characters being stale and not explored enough is just one of my problems. The biggest problem with this video, and the reason why you clicked on this video, is filler. Now we all know why filler is bad, and I'm not counting this video at 4 minutes and 39 seconds it took to actually talk about the filler, because this is a video essay, okay? I can talk about anything that I want and it won't count as filler, okay? Alright, so now let's actually talk about it. Filler ruins the Avengers of D because, for starters, did this video actually needed to be 13 minutes long? I felt like you could have cut it down to 9 or 10 minutes long and Logan would have still gotten the sweet ad revenue. A lot of scenes could have actually have been cut out and the video wouldn't have been affected. Like how Brooklyn Guy wants Marvin to make a secret handshake with him because they're best buds, but at best it could have been done in one line of dialogue, but instead it just drags out into an entire scene. And then immediately after, Marvin gets introduced to this hooker that he hired in order to make Rose jealous by pretending that she's an ex-girlfriend of his. But guess what? This entire little subplot could have been cut out of the video and nothing would have changed. This part literally adds nothing to the video. She doesn't join the final battle towards the end of the video, nor is she ever brought up after she left. What was even the point of this subplot? The only reason Marvin even hires the hooker in the first place to pretend to be his ex-girlfriend is because he wanted to make Rose jealous, but even that doesn't really make any sense because earlier Rose was talking about how much she loved Marvin, how she chose him. She was basically doing everything that she could to make Marvin feel reassured so that he doesn't get jealous. And how does Marvin react? By not listening to her and going out of his way to try and make her jealous. This makes Marvin to come out as pretty petty and insecure, not to mention really stupid, and Marvin is supposed to be one of the smarter SML characters, and yet even he makes a dumb, stupid decision like this. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually kind of feel bad for Rose here because not only does she have 3 ex-boyfriends that are harassing her, but even her own husband doesn't trust her. But I wouldn't try to feel sympathy for Rose too much because in all fairness to Marvin, there might be one tiny reason for why he wanted to make her jealous in the first place, and that's the fact that earlier in the video, Rose made fun of Marvin's appearance. Even though Rose was talking about how much she loved Marvin and how she chose him over the big handsome muscular guy, she still ended up making fun of his appearance. Well, not directly, but when Marvin tries to brag about how he had a bunch of ex-girlfriends, Rose just kind of laughs at him and doesn't really believe him. Wow, way to make fun of his self-esteem there, Rose. Now I can kind of understand that Rose is only doing this to kind of like tease Marvin, but at the same time I feel like this isn't something that you're supposed to do when your boyfriend or husband is literally feeling insecure about himself. You're supposed to be reassuring them, not making fun of them, because that's exactly how you get incels, let's be fair. Now it is true that a lot of incels are these really egotistical, entitled men who probably don't deserve to have a girlfriend, but a lot of them are definitely like these lonely guys who just don't know how to get into a relationship, but then when you make fun of them, then that's just only going to reinforce their views. So remember people, the lesson here is be kind to everyone, even the jerks, because who knows, maybe your kindness will change them, and if it doesn't, you don't have to spend time with them. And that's another MAFDOMiNUS life lesson, but how does this apply to Marvin? Well, it's clear that Marvin is suffering from some kind of insecurity that is making him not wanting to trust his own wife. And instead of exploring and showing why Marvin feels this way and how he can grow past that, he just kind of does something petty. It makes Marvin quite unlikable. So not only is the entire hooker subplot really unnecessary, it could have been cut out and saved in time, but it also just makes Marvin's character look extremely unlikable. But that's not the only thing that's really dragging out from this video. There's a lot of jokes that I felt like could have been handled in just maybe 20 seconds at best, but they go on for minutes on end. Did we really need 3 minutes of Rose laughing at Marvin's inability to get ex-girlfriends, or making the same D jokes that drag on, or Brooklyn Guy wanting a secret handshake with Marvin because they're best buds? I know the reason why all of this was added, and that was so Logan can pad out the runtime. He's basically admitted before that he adds these kind of long dragging jokes just for the sake of adding more time. But if Logan really wanted to make this video really long, about 10 minutes to 13 minutes, then maybe instead of making jokes that drag on for minutes, how about you actually use that time to explore the characters, explore Marvin's character, explore Rose's characters, I mean heck, explore one of the villains or superheroes' character. Learn their backstories, their motivations, see them actually grow. That would have actually been great use of your time for the video, because not only do you make the video longer without dragging out the jokes, but it also makes the video more interesting and wanting me to keep watching, instead of me just skipping the jokes that I don't want to listen for 2 minutes and actually get into the plot. Which, actually, that's another reason why the filler makes this video bad. It really ruins the flow of the video, because at the end of the day, this plot is very simple. Rose needs to be rescued from this villain, so they have to team up together to fight him. That's a really simple plot, but when you add in the jokes that drag on for too long and the unnecessary subplot, it just makes the video's simple plot feel more tedious to get through instead of actually enjoyable. And that's kind of the problem I have with SML nowadays with his modern videos, because again, the videos don't really feel like there's something I'm supposed to be watching to be entertained. They feel like homework that I'm supposed to do in order to get out those reviews. And I should never feel that when I watch an SML video. I should feel like I'm watching an SML video to be entertained, to actually enjoy myself, not to just do it because I have to make a review on it. That's why sometimes the best SML videos are the ones that I just happen to revisit. Like, I'm going about my day and then suddenly like, I want to watch this SML video, so I just get out my phone and watch it. That's how I should feel like when I watch an SML video. It's something to entertain myself. But Avengers of D could have been a video like that. It could have done so much better, and it just didn't, and that's what makes it disappointing. Instead of any sort of substance or entertainment, it is just plagued with filler, and that is how filler ruined the Avengers of D. But what do you guys think? You guys disagree with me on this? Let me know in the comment section down below, leave a like and subscribe and all that, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out. Tell me why.